Hi, my name is Robert Ellis, and I'm director of the Institute for Leadership Studies.
And I'm Chris Curran, author of Leap Beyond Your Limits.
Now, there may be many of you who grew up with some learning difficulties. That's actually a good thing because it may be a sign that you're a genius. Can I give another example? This taken from art, Pablo Picasso. Picasso had severe learning disabilities as a child. I'm reading from a book on creativity, and the author writes, difficulties with other areas of learning are not necessarily a concomitant of great genius, but they occurred with Picasso. For those of you who hated school, don't worry, Picasso hated it too. He tried valiantly to avoid attending and performed poorly when he did show up for class. He had difficulty learning to read and write, and even greater difficulty mastering numbers, which is another problem Beethoven had. He never got the knack of multiplication and division, and addition and subtraction were really hard for him. He seems to have wanted to have treated numbers as if they were visual patterns rather than symbols for qualities. For example, seeing a pigeon as an arrangement of eyes, wings as twos, the baseline as the sum of the figures. The art historian Mary Ghetto believes that he anthropomorphized the numbers and was distracted at his own fantastic perceptual abilities. Well, this is typical of kids. They're fascinated with everything. What does a child do, a toddler do? They get on their fours and they start exploring things. And they start picking things up. And they start looking at things.
They put everything in their mouth. They pull on wires. Everything they can do.
Everything that they're not supposed to do, and everything that they're told that they shouldn't do once they get to school.
Who's the next genius?
The next genius we're going to talk about is Ghandi. And this seems to be a characteristic of geniuses because they are so caught up in this internal world of theirs. Many of them are not what we would call the most social people in the world. They're the kind of person that at a party stands off in a corner by themselves and thinks. Ghandi discovered something remarkable about himself. And he said he could never find a master to model himself on. So he thought to improve his performance through self-study and self-observation. In this process, Ghandi discovered a remarkable capacity to rely on himself when necessary. And the same thing is true of Einstein. You know, when Einstein came up with the theory of relativity, he didn't get the Nobel Prize the next year. This idea was criticized. Many, many great ideas are criticized. Many great books are rejected by 27 different publishers. It's not at all unusual that genius goes unrecognized.